And it shows the importance of a caring family. It underscores the importance of a support system, and always paying attention to the medical details, because the devil is in the details, and always looking for contributing causes for the decline, and never really accepting as you accept the fact that Alzheimer's type dementia is a progressive downhill path.
Okay, well, thank you. And Eleanor, you're next.
Thank you for having me. Again, I have to agree with Dr. Bone. It was great to see the play again. I represent Helping Hands Adult Day Services. We've been in business for 25 years this year, and we have 2 medical adult day programs, one in Clinton and one in Capitol Heights. As the executive director, I have seen many clients who are unfortunately afflicted with dementia due to other causes and also Alzheimer's. So if you're looking for an adult day program who truly understands all of the ins and outs, then please think about us.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Cherry.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Monica Perry, and I'm here representing for the caretakers out here. And the play just really hit home for me, because I'm experiencing all of that now. And before I'm experiencing it with my mom. And before I really got into Alzheimer's and dementia, I experienced it with my grandmother, but we were all in denial. So now we're actually learning as much as we can now about it, so that we can be a lot more proactive than we were before.
Awesome, awesome. And then Ms. Heather Cherry.
Okay, yes, Cherry and Perry rhyme, so I thought you were calling me out initially.
I know it does.
Yes, good evening. That was a wonderful play, Rosalyn. I very much enjoyed it, and I do think a lot of it is accurate. My name is Heather Cherry again, and I'm an attorney. My firm is the Cherry Law Office, and I've been practicing law for over a decade now. One of the areas that my practice in is estates and probate. So under that, it includes assisting people with will preparations, financial powers of attorneys, advanced medical directives, things that you should have in place in preparation for if your parent or someone in your family becomes incapacitated by way of dementia or some other disability or impairment. And I also do probate cases, and more specifically, I do guardianship cases, adult guardianship. So if you don't have those documents in place, then you have to petition the court to be appointed your mother's guardian or your father's guardian to be able to make medical decisions on their behalf or financial decisions. So I represent the, what they call, the legal term is the alleged disabled person. And that's prior to a guardianship being granted by the court. And then I also represent the individuals when they become a ward of the state. So I don't really like that term ward, but that is the legal and technical term. So I actually serve as the guardian for some wards where I have to make decisions on their behalf where there's no family that is available for them. So I definitely understand the issues involved here from the legal perspective, and also from a social and personal perspective as well.
Awesome, awesome. And I totally agree. The legal part is important. We were blessed that my mom was coherent when she had a will, and we got the other documents taken care of. Now we're going to open it up for questions. Let me see if there's any in the Q&A. One of the questions is, what were the, this is for me, what were the supplements that were mentioned that could help stave off dementia and Alzheimer's? Dr. Bone, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, well, I think that the answer to that is many. The one thing to know about dementia is that the brain is very heavily dependent upon food and heavily dependent upon adequate nutrition. So just inadequate nutrition will make dementia worse and will cause dementia independent of Alzheimer's disease. So the first thing to keep in mind is the role of essential fats, which are the omega-3 fats. The brain is a fatty organ, and so the diet that we get by on is primarily omega-6 fats, so that the ratio from omega-3 to omega-6 is inappropriate in the diet, so it's easy to become depleted in omega-3. So taking fish oil at a dose of usually 4,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, which are the omega-3 fats, can make a difference in terms of slowing down the decline of all dementias, specifically Alzheimer's dementia. The other nutrients that are depleted are vitamin D, which is rampant in the community. My basic understanding is once you're a person of color, wearing clothes, working for a living, you're vitamin D deficient, and that needs to be measured and corrected. Vitamin D deficiency will make dementia go down faster. And then there are the B vitamins, vitamin B12, folic acid, B6, and B1, all of them important. So again, it's really taking an ongoing comprehensive look at the nutritional state, because these are things that can be fixed.
All right, thank you so much. Let me see if there is another question. Here's a question for Mrs. Cherry. Can Attorney Cherry put her information in the chart or in the chat? So make sure, and we're going to put everybody's information in that. So that'll be great. So Shana, should we open it up for people to raise their hands? Let's see.
I'm sorry, that was by accident, but I want to thank you guys for taking time to share your story with me. I'm a caregiver for my mom with the help of my sister and my niece and my son. It's been very challenging, but through God and prayer, we've been making it through.
Great, great. You know, we will be praying for you because I know the challenge. It's rough. So just hang in there. Okay, we have a question. Monica, what about ginkgo
Biloba, yeah.
Yeah, biloba. What about that?
Well, ginkgo biloba, again, is useful. That's an herbal supplement, and it does two things. The main thing it does, it opens up blood vessels and makes blood cells a little more bendable to increase the blood flow to the brain. Because again, the big problem is underlying hardening of the arteries in the society in general. So if you have decreased blood flow to the brain, you will make the underlying symptoms worse.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, there's another question. Wait a minute. What part does sugar play in the diet? I fight all the time with my sister, that is a nurse, bringing a bunch of sweets in the house.
What part does sugar play in the diet?
Yes.
The issue with sugar represents empty calories, which use up your other nutrients, and does not really feed the brain appropriately, therefore causes relative malnutrition. The main thing is to recognize the sources of sugar in our diet, being soda, juice, drink, in addition to sweets. So that you might find persons drinking no water, drinking 2 cups of juice a day, 3 sodas a day, plus some sweet tea, and wondering why mommy or daddy is getting sicker and sicker. So just by the simple thing of replacing sugar with water helps tremendously in the care.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This is my second time seeing the play,
Awesome.
and it really hit home for me because I'm looking at Mary Morgan, and right now I feel like I'm Mary Morgan. I look at Mary when she asks her son 4 times, how is he doing? And I do that sometimes with my family. And she makes excuses not to get involved, maybe with family or with friends. I had an incident where I was in my bedroom and I was trying to straighten it up. So I'm thinking, I have a lamp in my room, and I'm thinking that I'm dimming the light by putting a towel over top of the lamp. Instead, I caused the fire. The second thing I did was, this was in between that, I put paper towels in the microwave, trying to warm something up, causing a fire. My daughter watches me like a hawk. And my granddaughter, she does it, but she does it in a discreet way. So my daughter, she was said, didn't we just talk about that? Or I already told you, about that. You don't remember? And I honestly don't. She may be listening because she was watching the play as well. Okay. So this is really hard for me.
Okay.
So how do you
take your time?
How do you know you're going through early Alzheimer? For sure.
Okay, Dr. Bonatoni, we're going to help you here. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's important to number one, seeing a physician is important, and one of the main things that the physician has to do is separate out absent-mindedness, which could be due to several things, from true Alzheimer's or early Alzheimer's disease, and also separating out other causes of memory abnormality or behavioral abnormality from true dementia. So seeing a physician to help sort through all of these issues is very important. One could do PET scan, EEGs, and blood work, which would help to separate it out and to really keep you under close observation to make an early diagnosis or reassure you, and really start to set up the necessary tools for monitoring on an ongoing basis.
Thank you.
And by the way, Ms. Connor, the other thing is to not unnecessarily label yourself, one, and two, this is usually a good opportunity to start early legal and financial planning to really set your affairs in order. So at least if this is a dementing process, you have everything set up for adequate care in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. One day at a time.
Also, Ms. Connor?
Yes.
Go ahead, Dr. Bone.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying one day at a time, Ms. Connor.
Okay, one day at a time.
Yes, this is Eleanor Botter. I would also recommend that you see a dietitian, because a nutritionist is really important to look at your diet, what you're consuming, and what she could recommend. Like Dr. Bones said earlier, some of the supplements, maybe more salmon in your meal, blueberries, dark chocolate, things that will help give you the maximum amount of nutritional benefit to help you, in addition to trying to identify what's causing your symptoms.
Okay, I will get a dietitian.
Okay, another question. How, I think this is for Eleanor, how do the daycare center work and where are they located, and are any fees associated?
Take it away.
Yes, there are fees associated. And in the state of Maryland, I guess there's probably about 100 or more medical adult day programs. In Prince George's County, we have about 7 or 8. And if you're interested in enrolling someone in a medical adult day program here, the funding sources are Medicaid, Maryland, DC Medicaid, VA funding, private pay, and some grant funding. If you're interested, you can contact any medical adult day program. Hopefully you'll contact us, and we can go over the review process and admission process with you. In addition, you could come in, take a tour, meet the staff, have your questions answered, have lunch with us, and that way you can make an informed decision.
Awesome, thank you so much. Here is another one. Let's see, what do you look for in picking the right doctor? There was a big problem in the play, yes it was. And what should your expectations be from the doctor? Is that for, I guess I can answer, or Dr. Bone can answer. For me, the first doctor my mother was going to, that doctor was in Darlington, South Carolina. Horrible. Clearly did not represent her or probably any other elderly person well, especially if they were on Medicaid or Medicare. And Dr. Bone, who was Dr. Brady, he was referred to me by someone else. So we went and had a talk with him, he and my brother and I, but my mother. And the way he treated her, and that's what you look for, how they treat how they treat you. Do they listen to you? How do they treat your loved one? He and my mother was not as flirty as it was in the play, but she enjoyed talking to him, and he was very good with her. Even when she was a little sassy, he knew how to handle her, and he also took care of business. And he was very open with me about everything, to the point he even pretty much told me what was going to happen the day she was passing. And it was amazing. He was right on time with that. So, and all the help that he did, as far as the people I was able to see, the other doctors, the neurologists and all that, we had a really good relationship. And there was one neurologist I didn't like, so I went back to him and said, no, I'm not working with that one. And he gave me another one. And so the bottom line, you need to have a good rapport with the doctor, and that doctor needs to be someone who's going to listen to you, as well as clearly observe what's going on with your loved one. If they dismiss that person, you move on and find another doctor, because that's not the doctor you want.
Absolutely.
True. And the main thing to know is that Alzheimer's could be a long journey. So your partners in the journey are going to be important. And the last thing you want is every time you go to the doctor, you're saying, I don't like you. So if that is one of your problems, that is a fixable problem. You just change the horse, you thank him for whatever he did, and you ride another horse, so that you fix the easy problems and you deal with the hard ones.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. The next question was, how often should you see a neurologist as a patient of Alzheimer's?
Well, usually the neurologist would determine that. It's a case-by-case basis. And It's a function as to how well you're doing, what else is going on. Usually every 4 to 6 months, and depending upon your primary physician, how comfortable they are in taking care of you. Because one of the things you try to prevent in the care of Alzheimer's is caregiver burnout, so that you don't want to be running all over the place trying to find answers where there are no answers. After you found the answer, you're seeking another answer, so that you try to keep it simple, so that you can go the distance, so that everyone could survive the journey.
Awesome, thank you. We're gonna take a few more questions and we're gonna wrap up. Someone, Kathy Miller, she said, where is your facility located? Kathy, I'm not sure. Are you talking to Dr. Bone? Or who are you talking to in particular? And there was another question. Dr. Bone, are you accepting new patients?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, I think we are.
Rosalyn, if she's talking about the medical adult day programs, Helping Hands is located in Clinton and Capitol Heights, Maryland.
Right. Attorney Cherry, why should you see a lawyer for the aging as opposed to a regular lawyer?
Yes, because lawyers, like doctors, have specialties. So if you need brain surgery, you wouldn't go to a podiatrist, right? And similarly with an attorney, you want someone that specializes, like I said, in estates and probates or that particular area, so that they can give you the proper advice you need based on your circumstances.
Awesome, thank you. And this is going to be our last question because we need to wrap up. What is RPD? I'm not sure who that's for.
RPD.
Yes, I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Right patient diagnosis? I don't know. And I would say the importance of seeing an attorney early in the process, it makes life a lot easier to create powers of attorney, financial decisions when you're still in your right mind. When you, especially when there are many children involved, when you start to lose your mental faculties, if children are not on the same page, it can cause a lot of discord and heartbreak, because not everyone is singing the same song. So it's especially important to do this when you have your wits about you, to say what you want done in case you're not all together, and getting it in a legal framework, as opposed to just thinking about it without actually recording a legal deed.
Yes, and I can attest to that. Again, we were able to get our power of attorneys for medical and financial and all just in the nick of time. And luckily my mother did a will that we didn't know about. Luckily we found it in her house and we was cleaning it up. So that was a saving grace. So yeah, it's so important to get your legal documents in order before it's too late.
So true.
I'd like to add one thing as well.
Yeah.
It's important to seek out supports. Seek out a support system. Don't focus on if your sister or your brother doesn't help you. Seek out those that will help you. If it's your friend, a church member, a neighbor, a coworker, seek out support. It's very important to have someone to help you with this. Don't try to take it on all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so true. And as far as this last thing, as far as this RPD, she was saying rapid regression or something like that.
Okay, rapid regression. We're still missing the P and the D, but we can deal with that in the future.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, want to thank you so much for chiming in.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're certainly welcome.
Thanks. Thanks for making this happen, Rosalyn, and all kudos to the actors and getting it well videotaped. And it's really is a service to the community. Thanks.
Yes, and our desire is to get it out.
Absolutely.
To everybody, whoever we can think of, because we really need to get, especially in our community. That's my desire, is to educate, especially the Black community, because it's crucial.
Good. One showing at a time, and Hollywood, here we come.
All right, that's the plan.
That's right.
Elaine, I hope you hear it.
Yeah.
She knows who I'm talking about. Okay, thank you, everybody, and we appreciate your attendance. Everybody have a blessed night.
Yes.
And take care.
Good.
Thank you.
So,
You too, as well.